Apple has just released iOS 26.1, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything I need to know about the first major update to iOS 26. Finally, it's finally here. We've been waiting for this release for so many weeks now, and it's here. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what's new, what's changed, all of the new features, and of course, talk about bug fixes. Did it fix all of the bugs of iOS 26.0 and 26.0.1? What about battery life and all of the other issues? So let's start. Let me show you. And of course, I want to start talking about one of the coolest new changes right here in our settings. Let's scroll down, go ahead and open up display and brightness, and right here we have liquid glass. We finally have an option for that. So as you tap on it, you can choose now between clear and tinted. So by default, we'll have the clear option, as you can see right here. So it's your normal transparent clear glass. And then we have tinted, which is this opaque, like matte kind of glass, as you can see. It's gonna be super easy to see in a few different pages and interfaces and apps. Like, for example, if I pull down here on my control center, as you can see, it's on the clear mode. So it's pretty much completely transparent. I can see the back and the notifications are way more discreet. But if I go ahead and change to tinted, and then do the exact same thing, pull down on the control center, you can see it's completely different. So it's opaque, it's like this frosted glass, right? And I have to tell you that depending on the screen, depending on the interface and what you're doing, this may seem very ugly. Like, in my opinion, this looks really, really bad. But I also have to tell you that Apple is still figuring it out. So sometimes it's more transparent, sometimes it's more opaque on the exact same page. So they're changing it still. So if I go ahead and I open, for example, the Apple Music, you see right here how it looks right now. Take a look at this bottom portion, right? And then if I open up and I change to tinted and we come back, as you can see, it's different, it's darker, but it's not supposed to be darker, right? It's supposed to be more opaque. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like transparent, and sometimes it's whiter, and sometimes it's black. So as I said, Apple is still figuring it out, but in my opinion, right now, the clear option looks way, way better than tinted in pretty much every single page and every single interface. And if you're wondering about the control center, it doesn't change. So we have here clear, and if we move to tinted, it's the exact same thing. So it won't change for the control center. Now let's talk about the lock screen. So for many, many years, as you slide to the right, you can actually access the camera and take photos and videos and so on. But the thing is, many people don't like this for many, many years, because sometimes you have your phone in your pocket and you kind of do that not on purpose, accidentally, and you sometimes take photos and videos accidentally as well, and this happens so often. Now, you can change that in 26.1. So if I open up the settings app and then I scroll down and keep scrolling, we have here the camera app. And then if we scroll almost all the way down, we now have lock screen swipe to open camera, this new option. So if I disable it from now on, as I go ahead and come back to my lock screen and I slide to the right, nothing happens. And I actually think this is the best thing you can do, because honestly, we already have the camera control right here. A lot of phones have a dedicated camera control right here as well. Some people map the action button to be a camera launcher. And of course, you can even pull down on the control center and open up the camera from here as well. So you have already so many different ways to open the camera that this is not necessary, especially because it's so easily triggered when you don't want to. So I'm gonna leave it like that from now on. If you have a timer, now you have this new interface where you can easily slide to stop. So instead of having a button like before, like always, we now have this slide to stop, which is so cool, especially because, of course, it pays a tribute to the old iPhones, to the old slide to unlock. I really love it. You have probably noticed that the calendar app is blank. And of course, this wasn't on the script. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it's very interesting because we're gonna cover bugs and my overall impression and review of iOS 26.1 later on. So keep this in mind. Now, if we open the Photos app and we have a video and then tap on play, you can already easily notice a difference right here on the scrubber, on the little like mini player. So it's different now, it's more integrated, and in my opinion, it looks better, but I don't really like the fact that if you want to see the time elapsed or how many seconds or minutes until the video ends, you can't see it, right? So you have to actually tap on it and then scrub, and you can see here and at the end. But again, I think it looks better, design is better, but it's one of those things like design over form, and in my opinion, it makes our lives a little bit difficult, like not easily having the numbers, the readouts right here. Now let's talk about phone, and we have two changes. First, if you tap on the keypad, now this design is a little bit different. I don't know if you noticed, but before in 26.0.1 and 26.0, the numbers used to be a little bit darker, and now they're actually brighter than the background. So you have more of this liquid glass effect right here in the keypad screen. And on top of that, if we open up the Settings app and then go ahead and search for phone, I still don't like the fact that you have to constantly search for things in the Settings app. Like, at least the native app should be always there, right? But anyways, so go to phone and then tap on it and scroll down a bit, you're gonna see here haptics. And I don't know if you noticed, but ever since iOS 26.0, every time you make a phone call and the other person answers it, you actually have a little vibration. You have the little haptics like letting you know the call is on, right? So this was on by default, but now you can actually enable or disable it. So if you want to disable it, it's gonna be the same thing. So you phone somebody, they're gonna pick it up, but there won't be haptics anymore. You're gonna know the call is on because the other person is gonna say hello. Anyways, so I'm gonna leave it on, I like it, but if you don't like it, you have the option now to disable it. If we open the Music app for Apple Music, you have right here on the mini player, the possibility now to slide to skip the song, to go to the next song, or of course to come back as well. So this is pretty cool because it's a very easy way to do that. On top of that, you can also, I don't know if you know this, but you can also slide to backwards and forwards again to go to the next song anywhere pretty much on the screen. So you don't have to hit the little button if you don't want to. And last but not least, if you actually tap here, we have the new feature, right? The auto mix, which is not new to iOS 26.1. It was actually introduced in iOS 26.0, which pretty much is a DJ for yourself. So for example, you're listening to a song and then instead of finishing the song and beginning the next song, like with that stop, no, with the auto mix function, it actually integrates both songs. So then it transitions between the song and the next one like more fluidly, like smoothly. So pretty much what a DJ does, right? So it doesn't stop a song and then starts the next one. It's always constantly playing, right? So what's actually new in 26.1 is that now if we're using AirPlay, the feature will still work. Before, as you enabled AirPlay to share this song to another device, this feature would be disabled and off. So now it actually works with AirPlay. Now, if we open the Settings app and scroll down and go to Apple Intelligence, I now have great news for some people around the world. So Apple Intelligence is now available in more countries. I actually have to read here, so more countries and languages, of course. So it's now available in Danish, Dutch, Norwegian, Portuguese from Portugal, before it was only Portuguese from Brazil, Swedish, Turkish, traditional Chinese, and Vietnamese. So very good. So people from those countries that speak those languages can actually use Apple Intelligence now. And on the exact same realm, we have to talk about AirPods Live Translation. I don't know if you've seen this feature before. I actually have a video here on the channel showing you how it works and how to set it up and enable. So it's that feature where you're gonna put on your AirPods and then talk to someone. You're gonna be talking in one language, they're gonna be speaking in another language, and then your AirPods will actually translate automatically in your ears live. So this is so cool. And of course, as I said, there's a dedicated video here on the channel. I'm gonna leave a card and link in the description. Go ahead and check it out. So this feature was only available actually in a few selected languages, just like English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French and German, I believe. So probably something like that. And now it's actually also available in Japanese, Korean, Italian, and both traditional and simplified Chinese. So very good. It's nice to see this feature being implemented in more countries, more languages. This is very useful for travelers. If we open up the Facetime app, now we have a little tweak on the app that will actually allow you to have better audio quality in low bandwidth scenarios. So you're making a Facetime call and your internet connection is not so good, but Facetime, your iPhone will find a way to improve the audio quality and give you a better experience regarding audio, right? When you are in 26.1. So very good addition. And last but not least on the changes, but of course, we're gonna still talk about a lot of stuff. If you tap on your settings and then come back to the very first page of our settings and then scroll down and keep scrolling until privacy and security, and you scroll down and keep scrolling until you get here to background security improvements, we have this new feature which is enabled by default, but it's important to check it out, which will allow from now on Apple to actually implement security updates on your iPhone regardless, separately from big software updates. So let's imagine we are right now in iOS 26.1, and then 3 days from now, Apple actually needs to implement a security update because there was something new discovered, a flaw or something like that. They'll actually be able to send this update to our phones. Our phones will actually be able to download and install them automatically independently from a big software update. So this is very good because we don't have to wait for a software update to actually get those security updates, which are always so important. And also Apple don't need to release a software update just for those small security things. So of course, we're gonna still be getting security updates in the big iOS updates. Like for example, iOS 26.1 also has security updates, but we're gonna be having them periodically without us even knowing and independently from updates, normal typical software updates. So very good. And of course, now we have to talk about my opinion, my take, what I actually think of iOS 26.1, and I want to talk about bug fixes because as we know, iOS 26.0 and 26.0.1 had so many bugs, like connectivity issues, so cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It also had battery drain issues, overheating issues, problems with interface. So common that the interface, the animations, the transitions, everything while using your iPhone, it was so buggy sometimes and choppy, and the experience was just so frustrating sometimes, especially because of the new language design in liquid glass, and everything was so annoying for many different users. So let me tell you, iOS 26.1 actually introduced a lot of bug fixes. I'm not gonna bring here the full list because it's huge, it's technical, and sometimes Apple decides to show them to us very easily on the release notes. Other times they don't. They leave a long log for tech people, and I don't think it's a good idea to bring here in this video. It's just useless. But what I have to tell you is they really focused on design and interface bugs. So iOS 26 was really focused on that, of course, alongside other changes and new features as I showed you. It had AirDrop fixes and so many different fixes as well. But as you can already tell by my home screen, as you're seeing right here, and I showed you before while recording this video, it's not perfect yet. This is a very easy to see design interface issue and bug, and as you can see, it's here. It can't be clearer than that. But even though we have bugs like that, we have some little interface bugs with the new clear and opaque option in liquid glass, as I showed you, it's way better. iOS 26.1 is better than 26.0.1, and it's better, of course, than 26.0. Bugs are way less common, even though they still happen, but they are way less common. The experience overall, the choppiness, this slowness sometimes while loading some stuff, it's pretty much gone, and the experience is much better in 26.1 when we're talking about overall bugs. Same goes with battery issues. I honestly wasn't having any battery issues with this phone and with any of my phones here, but a lot of people said they were. And of course, I'm always taking a look at the comment section, at my social media, at a ton of forums online, the community. I'm always online and checking all of that information. And so many people had problems with battery. And taking a look at the community, I can tell that it's better. It's way better. And not only right now in the final version of 26.1, but already in the first betas of 26.1, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, Apple already fixed a lot of the battery issues and overheating issues in 26.1, even with the early betas. And right now, of course, is way better. I'm not having any type of connectivity issues or Face ID issues, which I was having before. So I can tell you that iOS 26.1 is more stable, is better, is giving us a better experience overall. It's not perfect. It's very clear that it's not perfect, but it'll probably just be close to perfect when it's close to the end of it. It's always like that. iOS 18 was pretty bad in the first versions, like 18.0, 18.1, 18.2, and it got really good by the end of it, by 18.5 or 0.6. Actually, 18.5 actually had a lot of bugs, so by 18.6 or 7. So it's always like that. It's a one-year cycle. It's only gonna be perfect by the end of the cycle, not in the beginning. But what I can tell you is, right now is as good as it's gonna get in the beginning of a cycle. So if you're still holding on and still waiting in iOS 18, I think now it's a good time, because how much longer are you gonna wait? Until next year? So then, like, what's the point, right? So I think right now is a good time if you are still holding on, and if you have problems and issues with iOS 26.0, 0.1, it's recommended to update as well, because this will help you so much with the bugs and issues that you're facing, all right? So that's pretty much it. That's the overview, in my opinion, my analysis of iOS 26.1. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one as usual. Bye bye, guys.